You know that dramatic howl your Siberian Husky lets out when you're just trying to put on their harness? Or that death stare they give you when you ask them to do literally anything they don't want to do? Well, there's actually a science behind what makes these beautiful, stubborn wolves in dog clothing absolutely lose their minds. And number one on this list, it's not what you think, and it might explain so much about your Husky's behavior. If you're a Husky owner, you've probably noticed that your dog has more opinions than a food critic at a five-star restaurant. These gorgeous dogs were bred to survive the harshest conditions in Siberia, but apparently they can't handle when you move their food bowl 3 inches to the left. In the next few minutes, we're going to dive deep into the 14 things that Siberian Huskies absolutely cannot stand. Some of these will make perfect sense once you understand the breed's history and genetics. Others will make you laugh because, well, Huskies are drama queens. But most importantly, understanding what your Husky hates will help you become a better owner, reduce their stress, and maybe, just maybe, stop some of those legendary Husky tantrums before they start. So stick around until the end because we're counting down from 14 to number 1, and trust me, that top spot is going to blow your mind. Let's get into it. Number 14, being ignored. Your Siberian Husky hates, and I mean absolutely despises, being ignored. These dogs were bred to work closely with humans in small teams across the Arctic tundra. They're pack animals to their core, and in their mind, you're part of that pack. When you come home and don't immediately acknowledge your Husky, expect the full dramatic performance. We're talking howls, woo-woos, paw slaps, and those piercing blue eyes staring directly into your soul. They're not being needy, they're being Huskies. In their ancestral role, communication with their human was literally a survival skill. So when you ignore them, you're basically breaking an ancient contract that's been coded into their DNA for thousands of years. Number 13, small living spaces. Here's the thing about Huskies. They were bred to run. Not jog, not walk around the block, run. We're talking 100 miles a day across the Siberian wilderness. Now, I'm not saying you need a mansion, but cramming a Siberian Husky into a tiny apartment with no yard and expecting them to be happy is like asking a marathon runner to live in a closet. They can survive it, sure, but they're going to hate every second of it. If you notice your Husky pacing, being destructive, or exhibiting what looks like anxious behavior in a small space, it's not anxiety, it's claustrophobia combined with frustration. These dogs need room to move, zoom, and burn off that legendary Husky energy. Without it, they'll create their own entertainment, and trust me, you won't like their interior decorating choices. Number 12, inconsistent rules. Siberian Huskies are incredibly intelligent, but here's what most people don't realize. They're not trying to please you the way a golden retriever is. They're thinking, calculating, and constantly testing boundaries. When you let them on the couch on Monday, but yell at them for it on Tuesday, you're not training them. You're just confusing them and making them frustrated. Huskies absolutely hate inconsistency because they're always looking for patterns and loopholes. If the rules keep changing, they can't work the system, and that drives them absolutely crazy. Want a well-behaved Husky? Be consistent every single time. No exceptions. They'll respect you more for it, even if they give you attitude about it. Number 11, being left alone for long periods. Remember how we said Huskies are pack animals? Well, that means they genuinely hate being alone for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. And when a Husky hates something, they let you know, and your neighbors will definitely hear about it. Separation anxiety in Huskies often manifests as destructive behavior. We're talking chewed furniture, destroyed doors, escape attempts that would impress Houdini, and howling concerts that last for hours. They're not being bad, they're panicking because their pack has abandoned them, and in the wild, that could mean death. If you work long hours and can't provide companionship, enrichment, or at least another dog for yours to hang out with, you're setting up both you and your Husky for a miserable time. Number 10, hot weather. This one should be obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people don't think about it. Your Siberian Husky has a double coat designed to keep them warm in temperatures that would kill most other breeds. They were pulling sleds in negative 50-degree weather. So when summer hits and it's 85 degrees outside, your Husky isn't just uncomfortable, they're genuinely suffering. They hate hot weather with a burning passion, pun intended. You'll notice them becoming lethargic, refusing to go outside, lying on cold floors, and giving you the most judgmental looks when you try to take them for a midday walk. Always exercise your Husky during the coolest parts of the day, provide plenty of water and shade, and for the love of everything, never shave their coat. That double coat actually helps regulate their temperature in both hot and cold weather. Number 9, boring walks. Walking around the same block at the same time every single day? Your Husky hates it. These dogs are explorers, adventurers, and working animals. They need mental stimulation just as much as physical exercise. When you take your Husky on the same boring route every day, they're not just walking, they're dying of boredom. This is why Huskies pull so hard on the leash. They're desperately trying to get somewhere, anywhere, that's more interesting than the same fire hydrant they've sniffed 500 times. Mix up your routes, take them to new places, let them explore different terrains, and for bonus points, try activities like hiking, running, or bike joring. Your Husky will thank you by actually behaving better because they're finally getting the adventure their DNA is screaming for. Number 8, forced cuddling. Wait, what? Don't Huskies love attention? Yes, but on their terms. Siberian Huskies are actually pretty independent compared to other breeds. They're affectionate, but they're not Velcro dogs. When you grab your Husky and force them into a cuddle session when they're not in the mood, they genuinely hate it. You'll see the side eye, the stiff body language, the attempts to wriggle away, and if you really push it, the dramatic groan that says, "Really? Right now?" Huskies will come to you for affection when they want it, and when they do, it's the best feeling in the world. But respect their independence and their personal space. They're not being mean, they're just being true to their nature. Number 7, lack of mental stimulation. Physical exercise alone isn't enough for a Siberian Husky. These dogs are problem solvers. In the wild, they had to make decisions, navigate terrain, and work as a team. Their brains need exercise just as much as their bodies. When you don't provide mental stimulation, your Husky will create their own puzzles to solve, like, how do I open this trash can? Or, can I dig under this fence? They hate being bored, and a bored Husky is a destructive Husky. Puzzle toys, training sessions, hide-and-seek games, scent work, anything that makes them think will keep them happy. A tired Husky is a good Husky, but a mentally exhausted Husky is a perfect Husky. Number 6, tight collars and restrictive gear. Huskies were bred to pull sleds, so they're used to having freedom of movement while working. When you put a tight collar on them or use restrictive gear that digs into their neck or restricts their natural gait, they absolutely hate it. This is one reason why Huskies pull so much on regular collars. They're instinctively leaning into the pressure, which is exactly what they were bred to do. The collar tightens, they pull harder. It becomes this whole cycle that frustrates both of you. Consider using a properly fitted harness instead. It works with their natural instincts rather than against them, and it's much safer for their neck and throat. Your Husky will be more comfortable, and you'll have better control without the constant battle. Number 5, being underestimated. Here's something Husky owners learn the hard way. These dogs are scary smart. They understand way more than you think. They remember everything, and they will absolutely use your underestimation against you. When you treat your Husky like they're just a pretty face or assume they won't figure something out, they hate it, and they'll prove you wrong in the most inconvenient way possible. That secure latch on the gate, they've been watching you open it for weeks and know exactly how it works. That treat hidden in your pocket, they knew about it before you even walked in the door. Respect your Husky's intelligence, train them properly, give them jobs to do, and never assume they won't figure out your systems. They're always 3 steps ahead of you, planning their next move. Number 4, bath time. Oh boy, if you own a Husky, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The drama, the betrayal, the performance that deserves an Oscar. Siberian Huskies hate baths with the intensity of 1,000 suns. You'd think you were trying to murder them based on the sounds they make. And it's not just a mild dislike, it's full theatrical production complete with death wails, attempted escapes, and the most heartbreaking looks of betrayal you've ever seen. Why do they hate it so much? Part of it is the loss of control. Huskies like to be in charge of their own situation, and bath time takes that away. Plus, their thick double coat takes forever to dry, which means they feel uncomfortable and heavy for hours afterward. The good news? Most Huskies don't need baths very often. Their coat is naturally self-cleaning, so unless they've rolled in something unspeakable, you can usually get away with just brushing them regularly. Number 3, being told no. Siberian Huskies were bred to make independent decisions on the trail. If a musher told them to go left and they sensed danger, they had the intelligence and authority to refuse. This trait, while life-saving in the Arctic, makes them absolute nightmares when you're trying to enforce basic household rules. Your Husky doesn't just dislike being told no, they take it as a personal offense and a challenge. That's why training a Husky requires patience that borders on superhuman. They'll look you dead in the eye, process what you said, and then sometimes do the exact opposite just to prove a point. They're not trying to dominate you. They're just constitutionally opposed to blind obedience. You have to earn their respect and convince them that following your rules is actually in their best interest. It's not training, it's negotiation. Number 2, lack of exercise. If there's one thing that will make a Siberian Husky absolutely miserable, it's not getting enough exercise. And when I say exercise, I don't mean a 15-minute walk around the block. I mean real, heart-pumping, full-body workout kind of exercise. Huskies were built to run all day. Their metabolism, their muscle structure, their entire cardiovascular system is designed for endurance. When they don't get to use that incredible engine, they don't just get a little restless, they become neurotic, destructive, and genuinely unhappy. This is the number 1 reason Huskies end up in shelters. People see a beautiful dog, bring them home, and then can't handle the reality of what it takes to keep them properly exercised. A Husky that doesn't get enough exercise isn't a bad dog. They're a desperate dog trying to burn off energy that's building up inside them like a pressure cooker. If you can't commit to at least an hour of serious exercise every single day, minimum, a Siberian Husky is not the right breed for you. Number 1, being treated like a pet instead of a partner. Here it is, the number 1 thing Siberian Huskies hate, and it might completely change how you see your dog. Siberian Huskies don't want to be your pet. They want to be your partner. There's a fundamental difference. And understanding this is the key to having a great relationship with your Husky. For thousands of years, Huskies worked alongside humans as equals. They weren't servants, they weren't ornamental, they were vital team members whose intelligence and instincts were respected and relied upon. The mushers trusted their dog's judgment, and the dogs trusted their mushers' leadership. It was a partnership. When you treat your Husky like a pet, like something that should just obey and be cute, you're ignoring thousands of years of breeding and genetics. Your Husky doesn't understand why you're not treating them like the capable, intelligent working dog they are. This is why Huskies respond so much better to training that feels like teamwork rather than dominance. This is why they respect owners who give them jobs to do and include them in activities. This is why they shut down or rebel when treated like accessories. If you want a happy Husky, treat them like a partner. Give them responsibilities, respect their intelligence, include them in your life as an active participant, not just a decoration. When you shift your mindset from owner-pet to leader-partner, everything changes. Your Husky will still be stubborn, still be dramatic, and still be a pain sometimes, but they'll also be loyal, engaged, and genuinely happy. So there you have it, the 14 things your Siberian Husky absolutely hates. If you're a Husky owner, I guarantee you were nodding along to at least half of these. And if you're thinking about getting a husky, well, now you know what you're signing up for. Here's the thing though. Understanding what your husky hates doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It means you're learning to speak their language and meet their needs in a way that makes sense for their breed. Huskies aren't difficult because they want to be, they're just being exactly what they were bred to be. If you found this helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more breed-specific content. Drop a comment below and tell me which one surprised you the most, or share your own stories about your Husky's dramatic reactions to things they hate. Trust me, we all need to laugh about it together because if you can't laugh about living with a Husky, you'll definitely cry. Thanks for watching, and remember, your Husky might hate a lot of things, but they definitely don't hate you. They just have a very specific way of showing their love, usually by ignoring everything you say and then howling at 3 a.m. for no reason. See you in the next one.